It says we're live.
Oh boy.
Hello,
God damn it.
everybody. God
Where'd you get
damn
that
it,
goddamn
Zach.
shirt, Alyssa? Where'd you get that goddamn shirt?
Oh, I got this off a really good friend.
No.
You
I
got that
have
off a dead guy, didn't you?
I, no, he may well be dead. He's always injured. Hi, goddamn it, it's me, Skeeter, and someone way cooler than both of us, Alyssa Faden. Hello, Alyssa. I don't get to see you as often anymore. It feels sad.
You do not, and I have to do this for a good friend of ours who requested it. And I've got to do
Oh,
this. It's got to happen.
All right, do it. Yay. All right.
nice.
He asked me to wear this at the intro.
All right.
Awesome.
You are so good with the fans. I need to take lessons. I actually did get a mask recently with all of the COVIDs going around. It's a Bane mask. So
That works.
I'm going to wear that at a convention, I think.
Well, I bought all my Dune masks, and I picked up a mask for Matt Finch that says "Don't panic" on it with Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I
Nice.
figured that nothing can make you look like more of an asshole walking around with a "Don't panic" mask. I thought, who needs that more than him? Matt fucking Finch. Hey, by the way, I want to give a shout out here before I forget and make sure that's known that the long suffering and long undervalued, underappreciated Charles Wright's birthday is this weekend.
Oh, happy birthday,
happy
Charles.
birthday to my friend Chuck. So, Chuck, happy birthday if you're watching, if you do see this. And if anybody knows Chuck, wish him a happy birthday because he's been really, really good about not going outside and taking care of himself to make sure he stays alive. And I appreciate that. So I've not seen him much.
Good job, Chuck.
Good job,
Yeah.
Chuck.
Happy birthday, buddy.
All right.
Hey, we have people in the
Ooh.
chat.
Anybody good?
Yes, all of them. Jim Wampler, Kim
No, he's
George,
good.
and a Jennifer Glazer. Any
No,
relation, Zach?
not blood relation.
Should I
Certainly
be
hope
posting
not.
about this somewhere? Should I actually be should we be announcing this to anyone? We just let people drift in like hobos.
Yeah.
How does this work?
We aren't that ambitious, Alyssa.
Yeah, I mean you can share it. We're on the YouTubes. I don't know. I don't care. We're doing this to have fun. We're not. Oh my God, my wife is in the chat.
It's a Gen Con.
It is. It's a Gen Con in the chat. That is fantastic. So Alyssa, we have your Twitch channel up right here next to you, and tell us a little bit about what's been going on lately.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So last year, guys, I worked on this big, huge map called Teagle Manor for Fraud God Games. And it was my Sistine Chapel. I vowed at the end of it that it was so big, it was so massive, it was 12 feet by 12 feet when printed, that I would never touch a map like that again.
Oh.
And here we are. It is 2020. And the Frogs came up and said, hey, we got another map. We wanted to do a little bit of a Teagle job with it. So I am working on Necropolis for Fraud God Games. And I've got like the original book right here. It was originally by Necromancer Games, written by Gary Gygax himself.
Yeah, I'm looking at the map here. I'm not impressed. This isn't up to your regular standards.
Well, so that's the original, right? And I should explain. I mean, this is a full-on book. I mean, this is a campaign right here. And massively popular. I've had a lot of people say, wow, you're doing Necropolis. I want in on that. When is that going to get launched? So it's got a big following. It's very popular. And there's a lot of maps in the book. I'm not doing all of the maps. I'm doing like the final map. I guess it's the big, huge boss fight. And it's this map. I'm reimagining this map. And then there's another map that's about half the size. And then I'm going to do a side view as well. So that's what I'm working on. And this is a work in progress that we can see here.
You should have been, Zach, when you first suggested that Alyssa do another map after Teagle. That didn't come across as well as I had hoped.
That was
here
almost,
we are. It worked.
That was almost a knife fight, wasn't
it?
it?
Me. We almost killed you with Teagle, Alyssa, and I'm looking forward to this one a lot because this is a much different style map. Yeah. This one's really up your alley in terms of the history and the general feel, I think.
Yeah, this one's going to be really, really different. Now, of course, this is really early stages here. And what I'm working on is just getting the core tiles done, getting all of the. I'm approaching this a little bit differently than I did Teagle. Teagle, I drew in like the frame of it, and then I picked one room and I finished it. Then I went on to another room and I finished it. This one, I'm doing way more like a quilt-like approach. You can see the bottom left corner looks pretty finished. Like some rooms to the south that look pretty finished. That's not the south, oddly. The map's like it's anyway. Long story. But then as you start coming up, you can see like there's sections just not done. So that's because I've been Twitch streaming it. I've been kind of just working on this bit or working on this bit. I want to show you what I'm thinking here. I want to do a little bit how the background's going to look over here. And so it's been a different approach, and it's been kind of fun to do it this way. Going to get the whole template done like this, and then we're going to zoom into individual rooms, and we're gonna read the description out of the book. We're going to draw it on Twitch, and we're going to add all of the details. We'll get the cobwebs, we'll get the sand drifts in here, and it will be good. And to Zach's point, it's very different. I mean, this is way more Egyptian, so got to get way more of that sand sort of feel in here. I found myself looking up the colors of alabaster, like live on Twitch, working on this one and then copying it. So it's definitely been fun. It won't be as big in hours as Teagle, I don't think.
God, nothing would be. It's 12 feet.
Here's the kicker, though, guys. Seriously, this map, even though it's smaller than Teagle, is way bigger in file size already.
I bet.
Yeah, I actually so Teagle, 12 feet by 12 feet, but I drew it 600 DPI, but actually at half the size, and it worked. For prints, it worked fine. For the books, it's beautiful in the book. The map is fantastic, and it was great. So I was like, well, okay, this one's smaller, so I can now actually draw it bigger. So I'm actually drawing it actual size, and it's 90 inches in height. It's huge.
My inside's just like I heard.
Size matters.
It does.
So, and the true story behind this one, it literally is 90 by 70 or something ridiculous like that. The pixel dimensions are ridiculous. And my machine's actually fairly old. It's got a little bit of RAM and shit, but it's an old machine. My machine live on Twitch has just been dying. So I've actually ended up buying a $4,000 machine so it can handle this map.
Okay, Skeeter, shut your mouth real quick. What kind of machine is it, Alyssa?
So it is a Ryzen 9, 3800 XT with 64 gig of RAM. Yeah. I think what is it, a B450 or something? I don't know. A motherboard. It's pretty pimped out. Oh, and two is it M2 series, like solid state drives, 2 terabytes each. So 4 terabytes of solid state in there.
Nice.
It's a nice machine, and it's actually pimped out. It's all got LEDs and shit. It's not here yet. Even the RAM has LEDs going down the side. It's going to be pretty badass.
We brought Alla out to comment. She's pretty excited.
Nice. I'm excited too. I'm actually going to build some shelves for it, and I'm actually putting it up as an ornament.
We are now moved off of Linus's tech channel and back to. Okay, so Skeeter Green, as you were saying.
Zach, as you are our liaison to Frog God Games, what's the we have a question in the chat. What's the projected time for a Kickstarter for something like this?
Well, for something like this, I would say if you had kids and there was no COVID, you'd be trick-or-treating. The projection is around October.
So the projection is this year?
Oh, definitely this year.
Okay.
This is a definite this year one. We have the next one we're doing is I just saw the proprietor of that one just pop in, Mr. Canasperatu. We are doing Tawal, which is what it's called now. It's the name of the Mesoamerican adventure style. And he can spell it in the chat because I know he knows how, because I'm not going to try. It's going to be awesome. It's got really great art, and it's going to be really cool. It's a lot like I like the Maztica feel. That one's next, and following that one, the next big one we do. Well, we do the Midlands. We're going to relaunch that because that happened right at COVID. It was such a terrible thing to happen to poor Glenn Seal. Like, okay, we're going to launch it, and then 2 days later, people start getting sick. It's like, oh.
Yes, here is a green hued RPG, and then all of a sudden there is a worldwide plague. Thanks, Glenn.
Yeah, so we're going to relaunch the Midlands.
But it is great. I have the original stuff.
I love it. I actually think it's great. It's based on basically the place in England that is just like it, according to him. Anyway, West Midlands.
Yeah, that's accurate.
I don't know. Alyssa would be able to speak to that as well. Maybe that's what we should do. Let's invite Glenn over and then have them fight to see which one is superior.
Which is the better Englishman?
Yes.
My money's on Alyssa.
She's a cheater. We talked about this off camera. She's dangerous because I think she's a cheater.
Why my money's on Alyssa?
Yeah.
I'm not dumb. Look,
well, go easy.
Hey, well, this is English Civil War Part 2, right? I'm down with this. This is royalists versus the bloody parliamentarians.
The Roundheads and Cavaliers, huh?
I'm happy to do this.
I just saw how you feel about that.
Alyssa,
anyway,
can you see the chat? Do you have YouTube open?
I have it open, but I have it full screen, so I do not see the chat.
Okay. No. That was from your wife, Zach.
I knew who it was from.
Oh. Yeah, no, this is, I mean, we all love your work. The fact that you do it on Twitch where people can watch. If nobody has ever gone on Twitch and watched Alyssa do this, it's mesmerizing.
I have 2 questions about that, actually, about Twitch. And before I do, though, Milton Overlockers wanted to let you know that he loves your Teagle Map. He said that in chat.
Oh, thank you. So honestly, Teagle Manor, I wear it with pride. I mean, I'm really happy with how that came out. It took me a little while, honestly, to figure out what I am to the cartography world, and I think it's a few things. I'm not about speed, fast, mass producing. I want to create artistic pieces that take freaking forever, that continue to tell stories the more you look at it, even years after the fact. And Teagle Manor was, and you know what? Whispering Venom was the first. Whispering Venom was the first, and that started what I am and what I try to bring to the cartography world. Every day. It
was certainly up from there.
No, that was that Whispering Venom,
no,
Death
it's
in
a
Texas.
Beautiful map.
There are beautiful maps, and to this day, I look at them and I smile inside. You know, and that's what I want my maps to do. You know, you can get a black and white simple map, knock the thing out in a couple of hours, and that's cool. That's really cool, and it can be aesthetically very pleasing. But I want to create maps that take me 100 hours. I want to create maps that make people go, holy balls. That's what I want to create.
No, that's what we want too. That's what we want from you too. The good news is, Alyssa, is that your Whispering Venom map's going to get a lot more views here coming in December. So that's
little sneak peek. Nice.
No, not a sneak peek. They can buy it right now if they want to, but it's going to come up.
Yes.
It's going to come up 5 a.m. We'll make a poster map.
Nice. Nice.
Sweet.
Nice.
I have your canvas map from GaryCon, and I mean it's amazing.
Yeah, that was amazing too.
I loved working on the GaryCon map, and I hope I can work on their map next year. I don't know what their plans are. I actually hope I could do their maps for a few years, especially because we put a lot of effort actually into getting the right hotel layout. I feel like I can now carry that forward and just do different themes with it and just make it rock, you know?
Yeah. I'm getting it set in a frame. And that was what I was supposed to be showing tonight, but I didn't do that. So one of these days I'll have to drive down to your house and have you sign it for me.
I would love to.
I'm going to wrap this back around. I have some questions about Twitch, Alyssa.
Yeah.
how do you, first of all, like, what is your average, you think, of the last 6 months viewership on each show? And just real rough.
Oh, pretty low. I mean, I average around the 10 people kind of mark. I mean, occasionally I'll spike up to closer to 20, you know, but it's rarer. It probably averages around the 10.
Do you find that it makes the map better when you do it that way, or is it just more fun to do your drawing? Does it improve your actual mapping and cartography?
It can, actually. No, it can. I actually like to try and do a balance between them. And the reason for this is simple. Sometimes I just want to knuckle down and work, and I can actually get more done when I'm just working on my own. And I think that's okay. But then sometimes I actually value and get a great deal of benefit from people giving me advice or suggesting things. Like working on Teagle, I'll use Teagle as an example.
The dead body, for instance, in Teagle, for that.
Right. Well, it's not like it was some of the details, but like drawing the Teagle torture room, there's so many devices in that torture room that Twitch people were suggesting. Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do this. I was like, great idea, great idea, great idea.
Look at that. Your shit is sold out, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Garrycon ones, they sold out on Noble Dwarf. They were a limited edition. I felt for Noble Dwarf, really, because they were going to like debut at Garrycon. They had some large prints and some smaller prints on canvas, numbered and the whole 9 yards. And they got permission from Luke to sell them there. He was very gracious. Was, yeah, sure, no problem. And then of course they never got to do it. But they did sell out of the ones that they did have. And then they've got all of my other maps available on canvas, different sizes. And maybe today we'll even give away a couple of tokens so people can actually get one for free.
What? That's crazy talk.
But they look really good on canvas too. I will say that. I mean, it's going to sound a little bit big-headed. I like looking at my maps sometimes. You know,
I like looking at them too.
Some of them just really just make me happy just looking at them. Some more than others, granted. But like seeing them on canvas is something about the way that the canvas just picks out those luscious colors that is just sublime.
No, I noticed the difference, and when I first started learning these things, you got a bunch of prints made for me in Portland of the map that from Whisker and Venom on a great big size too. But then when I got them on the canvas, the difference in the way the ink took to it was fundamentally, it was subtle, but it made a huge difference on how the colors came out in a way that I really appreciate things.
There's a beholder with a hat on.
What?
Yes. They've actually got a line of beholders. Look at that.
Hell yes.
Yeah. Have you seen the beholder that they did for me with the bowler hat on it?
No, I have not.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Bowler hats are just...
And they've done one for Jack that's got a fez on it.
Oh,
sweet.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll see them on their store when they get them painted up. They got some unique things.
They got some very cool stuff.
They want the Hawaiian shirt and I'll buy it for Webb. Honestly, I'd buy that in a second.
I would like to actually see a Hawaiian shirt out of some of my colorful maps. Because some of my maps, the colors and the vibrancy, like if the whole thing was colored that way, I think would look really pretty tight.
I know a guy who made a Hawaiian shirt. He said it's a giant pain in the ass. That's one thing I do know. Jim Wampler, you're in the audience. I know you made a Hawaiian shirt and it was a pain in the ass. You told me never to do that. Anyway, so what I do want to say, besides on the Twitch part, I find it really fascinating when you actually do work on the map in the Twitch stream, because I think that if you have what you have is a social group, you kind of have a sewing circle where you're the only one sewing, but you have people who come back and talk. Like my wife is one, and like I really am a huge fan of your maps. I don't go on to Twitch to watch you or Kafir on doing the maps because I'm doing other work for Frog God and everything else. She walks in the background and listens, and you have like a fun crew that like kind of cheering you on, but also talking with you. And I think that it's really that's not what they designed Twitch for, but it's one of the coolest things about Twitch is that people found that to do so. Kafir is a little naughtier for one.
Really?
Yeah.
I find that hard to believe.
No, he's definitely a little bit more towards a parent rated, without a doubt. Yeah. But I get what you're saying, Zach. No, it's a group of friends. It's like we're just hanging out in a room together, and I happen to be drawing a map.
But you welcome anybody in who wants to see it. If my life goal was still to to be a cartographer, for instance, and fantasy cartography, which is such a small thing, right? You used to be at the go-to cartographers on Guild online, and you'd read all these, see some examples, but that doesn't, even the tutorials they used to have in PDF, isn't the same as watching somebody gifted do it. And one, in a way, you're like, well, I could never ever do that. That's too hard. Or the other thing is you could look at it and go, okay, that's how she does it. And that's an example of one way. And you go watch Kafir do it 1,000 different ways, a whole way different, not even digitally, right? But you get a sense of how artists actually create without feeling like you're like stealing, you're kind of learning, right? And people who are doing it on Twitch are willing to share. And that's what a great way to develop art when you can't go outside without a mask on, right?
That's one of the things I love about it. I think there's a few things I really like. One is you get to see me actually creating a map. You get to see it step by step by step. I mean, literally, I've been working on, let's say, the Acropolis map for about 36, 40 hours right now. And every single one has been on Twitch, for the most part. Like boring, repetitious stuff, I don't tend to do it. But you get to see me doing it. So there's like, you get to see it from blank slate all the way to final article and everything in between. And so you get to see that it's almost like there's no cheating going on here, not cutting and copying shit across. And if I do it right there in front of you. But I also like the fact that it's like, I'm gonna I'm gonna try something now. I don't know if this is gonna work out. I'm gonna try this brush. I'm gonna try this technique. And sometimes I'll delete it and we'll go at it again. And I think that creative process is good too. But then there's sometimes when people go, well, so how do you do this? Or what are you going to do for this? How are you going to show this? And I'll stop and I'll do it. I'll do it right then and there. And I like that because it becomes this almost like teaching moment, this mentoring moment. Like, well, this is how I would approach it.
Do you feel you have to be on though? Do you feel like you have to be on your game? Like you really, if you're going to do something like that, you got to feel like I'm comfortable doing this as opposed to am I violating my comfort zone? Do you ever push your comfort zone as you do it?
No, I definitely do push my comfort zone. I think that's a really good question, actually. I'm going to answer it in a couple of different ways. One thing that I love about drawing digitally is that it does allow me to actually push my comfort zone. I can totally experiment because I can do take-backs, right? If I was drawing ink on paper, way less room for error. So I like pushing my comfort zone. I do, and this map is taking me out of my comfort zone in many, many, many ways. I think getting taken out of my comfort zone on Twitch is more difficult in a way because I don't mind screwing up. I don't mind messing. I don't mind learning something, but I don't want to spend 2 hours doing it while I'm meant to be entertaining folks, right? And so there's a definite balance, I think, on Twitch.
Do you still feel like you're entertaining folks even though you're just kind of hanging out?
Yeah, and there has to be yes, I think so. Because I think if I was to, if it wasn't about at least being good to hang out with in a room, then why am I even doing it, right?
So I can actually speak to that because I have had Alyssa's channel up when I'm trying to do other stuff, and I can't just listen and look over every once in a while. Because she's very engaging. When you were doing the Teagle map, somebody asked you about how hard was it to like do the doors or something, and you stopped everything and you just started plopping doors in different places, in different aspects and directions and everything, and then it explained it, and it was like, wow. I learned something, and I'm never going to do this, but you are very engaging when you're on your show. I mean, whether it's, talking smack to the chat people, which I appreciate very much. I appreciate a good smack game, or looking when somebody has a question and then explaining it. It's very good show. I enjoy it.
I appreciate that because
I'm embarrassed of our show.
That's what I endeavor to do, and also I'm not too proud if someone in chat actually has a suggestion. I'll try it, and sometimes it bloody well works, and I'll get a good result out of it, and I can be very appreciative and acknowledge when that happens, and that then goes back to Zach's other point of like sometimes like Twitch actually makes me a better cartographer. Because let's imagine if Jim Wampler actually joined the chat. Jim is an intensely talented individual.
Jim's in the chat.
Right, okay. But it's like he has a command of colors and inkmanship that I really, really admire.
Yes.
And if he was watching me one day and I was trying to do something and he suggested it, I take that as like we're in the same room, I'm drawing, and he's suggesting something. Of course, I'm going to listen. Of course, I'm going to try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it does, it goes in the vault. I'm going to use it. And there's some people that join my chat that are very talented artists in and of themselves. And they contribute with their ideas, about how to even approach something.
I appreciate you saying that because a lot of people and artists get really kind of bent out of shape when anybody offers a suggestion. Or
they're not on Twitch though.
yeah, no. I mean, it's not even the comments on the internet or anything, but like I get it all the time about writing. People say, "Hey, why do you do this way? What if you did that?" And then I'll figure it out. I'm not a great writer. I'll take advice anytime. That's great. I won't always use it. I'm going to do what I want to do, but the people that will not take any advice and get super offended, that's a hard one for me to deal with.
I think it's important as just a human being to be able to grow continually.
Yeah.
And part of that is your skill set for whatever you're doing in life. And here it happens to be cartography for me. And I will challenge myself continually to try and get better. I am my own worst critic when I'm looking at my own work. This is a work in progress, granted, and there's like another 100 hours that have got to get poured into this thing. But, I'm continually looking at it. Like, okay, the bottom left corner is blending in a little bit with the background. Well, A, that's partly because I haven't finished the background yet. But B, my brain is already going, how do I improve that? Now, if this was final and someone sat there and went, this is good, the base is blending in a little bit, I would honestly look at it and go, yeah, they're probably right. Is there anything I can do about that? And I think that's important.
Yeah, I mean, you did it. And that kind of goes into playing RPGs. Like if you're a DM and you have a table full of players and you set up a situation and somebody comes up with a super clever idea that you hadn't considered, the next time you have a situation, you're going to think of that and go, okay, how can I take this up a notch? And just, I mean, with very few exceptions, if you think you're the best at something, you're fucking wrong. I mean,
well, you also then say, I can't improve. I can't get any better. And it doesn't matter what subject we're talking about. It could be MMA fighting or downhill skiing. If you say, I can't get any better, you basically just stop yourself from trying to get better.
And Jesus. If I said this was as good as I was ever going to get, I'd probably hang myself. I got to get better than this. This is not getting it done. So
I wish I had a job interesting enough to stream on Twitch, but my job is both boring and secretive, and so there's nothing I could do but sit there and you could move my mouse across. Oh, look, it's my shot.
Oh no, we froze.
We froze? Really?
Yeah. God damn it.
Oh, we did freeze.
Give it a second.
Yeah, no, I'm going to give it a second. Sometimes it comes back. Sorry if you can still hear us.
Can you still see? Oh, no, there we go. We're back.
And we're back into motion.
You can't keep us down.
We were.
Oh, you actually can. There's not enough to work.
Yeah, we were temporarily paralyzed.
I mean, Skeeter and I aren't.
So, Skeeter, I don't know if this is possible or not, and it may not be. But have you got any capability of zooming in on that map that I've been working on?
The color one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do it in a very slow and painful to watch process.
Okay, wait, I don't want to. There's just the room.
Which one do you want?
So you see the two black rooms?
I do.
You see the room between them? That's got more of a bluish sort of grayish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zoom in on that. Because this is, I'm happy with how this one is turning out. There's still work to be done on it. That particular room, I read the room description and it has this design on the floor. And the design on the floor was actually in the original artwork. It was drawn, but it was like a partial drawing. I'm not sure that's actually going to zoom in. It looks like maybe the JPEG kind of got a little bit.
Oh, no, it did. It'll get there.
But
Give me a break. I'm doing
actually...
this in a fucking cast. Jesus,
No, but...
woman.
Get faster.
Skeeter, put that symbol over your face right now.
Jeez.
Put the symbol over your face, Skeeter.
Oh, man.
It's actually
shit.
It's actually a calendar. It's like I forget what they call it now, but it's an Egyptian calendar. It's actually in the book. It's in Necropolis, and they describe these 12 segments. I think it's 12, and they describe the images in the segments, and they describe what's below each segment. And I just had a ball like going at this thing, drawing it, coloring it, but also it's based off the original artwork from the original book too.
No, it's awesome. I'm excited about this one because I think that one, Tigo was a masterpiece. This one is a different type of map that is right up your alley, and I think it will also be a masterpiece in a different way. When you talked earlier about how what you're doing is you're trying to do maps that are really our art. What they are. Well, you didn't quite come out and say it, but what you're trying to do is you're trying to turn a fantasy cartography for a game into a piece of art. And a lot of it has been, but now you're doing it in a way that is so subtle. And we're at a point now as an industry and as a smaller publishers can do neat and interesting things. I need to actually, I'll just tell you now, found a new place to do the map printouts. And one of the places that can do that on sizes that are bigger. And we needed to have a discussion on how to get that done. But the fact that we can do that as a small RPG company and get a map of this high quality and this high of art and get it printed in various ways and used online gaming in the world, it's a useful piece of art, which is so unusual for a lot of other art, is that it is beautiful to look at and wonderful to decorate, but it is not a game related in the same way that this is. And I think it makes it unique. And I think that is truly your niche, is to make the Michelangelo of art kind of stuff. And I think it's awesome. And I think that we are lucky at Frog God to be able to, Necromancer, to be able to have this kind of stuff and have it produced because no one else is doing it.
Well, thank you. That's what I'm aiming to do. That's exactly it. Well put.
We're both Apex us.
So we have a comment from the chat that says computer faster, Skeeter.
Yeah, really. Computer faster, Skeeter is a. You could insert the word here, faster, Skeeter.
I'm going to nitpick slightly. It should be computer better, Skeeter. Computer better, not faster. Because I can do my same shitty job.
So you do it faster. There's bad, there's worse, and there's Skeeter.
Yeah, I mean, I can fuck this right up. I believe
you, Skeeter Green. I believe you.
I have no problem with that.
So, Alyssa, what else is on your list of things you'll be working on? Because you can't work on Necropolis forever. It's City of the Dead, but you're in the world of living. So, what else is going to be going on?
No, that's a really good question. So, I love the fact that I'm actually decked out into next year at this point. So, Necropolis first, got a Troll Lord Games, their Castle Keeper's Guide.
Nice.
And they've got
no, nobody listens to Blondie deserves your art. We're out. No.
So Castle Keeper's Guide, that will be fun. That's
disagree.
Drawing all sorts of different settlement sizes from like a thorp or a hamlet to a village.
I saw that project
all the way up.
Very cool.
So that one is right now working on that. Then actually, because of the Britannia map that I did, I forgot about that. The Britannia map that I did for Golden Goblin, I'm going to be, I got approached by someone saying, could you do me a Viking map, a Viking era map that looks like someone from that era drew it, but showing where Viking raid points. So it's going to be a medieval style map with the whole, like, you know, the decoration on it, make it look like a captured monk drew it.
That's awesome. I'm stopping you right now. Put the Gilder hat back on right this second.
All right.
Oh,
Alberta just showed up, and Alberta demands her hat.
It's back on.
There we go.
And hello, Alberta. We miss you.
I put it on at the beginning, Alberta.
Yep.
There we go. Yep. You know, it makes the shirt look better.
I do what I am told when Alberta beckons.
So anyway,
no, but so there will be a Viking style map coming up, which I'm really looking forward to. That will probably see out the year, and then I'm gonna see if honestly if Luke needs a map for GaryCon. I figure the end of each year, the beginning of the following year, I'm actually going to keep reserved for GaryCon if they need me, because they also had me paint a dragon last year. And if they want me to paint next year too, I need to keep that free time.
do you like mixing the painting in with the map making, like in between, going back and forth on that? Is that a good balance for you on Twitch?
It is. Yes, the painting is more of I want to say just a personal relaxation. Mapping just isn't quite the same. Like painting just is a zen moment for me, and so I don't always Twitch stream it. I want to do it a little bit more, but I don't do it all of the time because you got to be on. And sometimes I don't want to be on. Sometimes I just want to chill with a paintbrush in my hand.
That's when Jack needs to bring you mimosas and get off his dead ass. Honestly, I've been lately feeling you've been a little more stressed, and it's because Jack won't get off his dead ass and bring mimosas. Jack, your kidney's on my list. You better behave.
Well, I've only sold one, so he's got one. He's only got one.
Jack, you don't have to take that shit from Zach. I got you, buddy. Team Jack.
Oh, definitely Team Jack. I think we're all on Team Jack, even the people that want his kidneys.
No, Jackson. I have flags that say Jack on them just for when he's ready.
All right. So, I'm going to interrupt Zach for just a minute. Alyssa, you talked about something before we came on the air, some kind of contest.
Yes.
So what kind of contest are you thinking about?
Well, I don't know. I was leaving the contest to you, and you bloody well know it too. But here's what I can bring as a reward.
Right.
Noble Dwarf, nobledwarf.com are basically my merchandising folks. They're the ones that turn my maps into mugs. They turn them into canvas prints, and they look beautiful. They have a lot of other things on their store too, and they're really good folks. And they've actually given me a whole bunch of codes that will get you a free 14x18 canvas print of one of my maps. So if we can figure out a good way to give out some, and you guys are willing to capture names, I can get codes to you to give to those people.
Okay, so we have,
but we need a competition.
Right. We're gonna.
If your name starts with a Z, you get the first code.
We are going to roll some dice for this, because we're gamers and shit. We let the shiny math rocks determine this. So,
and is this where someone has to guess how close?
Yes, somebody has to guess. So everybody, start putting your guesses in from 1 to 100. I'm gonna
14x18 print from Noble Dwarf on canvas. You'll get to go to the site and pick it out. It's free shipping within the United States too. You just got to pay shipping if you're outside of the United States. All of my maps are on there right now.
And if we do not get everybody to pick a number, or if only a Zachi picks number 11, then I'm gonna pick somebody.
Oh, okay.
And y'all will not
They're
like
all
that.
coming in now, Skeeter Green.
All right. Okay. And disqualified. we have a double guesser.
Oh, whoever that is, you're out.
Yep, you are out, mister. Okay, we've got some coming in. I like this. Look at the participation. All right, we're going to give it another second. Karen is the first actual bid, so I appreciate everybody kind of jumping in there.
You don't count Jim Wampler? I count him as an actual bid.
Do you guys need me to write down this winner, or are you going to do it your end?
Everything.
Yeah, I
don't have me write it down. I don't have. It's your show. You got to take responsibility.
We seem responsible? Why do you think you're on here?
With the import responsibility. We call them Gen Con. Yeah.
Okay, it's just going to be one more second. And then how many of these do you want to do, Alyssa?
Honestly, I've got like 50 codes. I mean,
Holy shit, we're not doing that.
No, but just do a few giveaways.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever you want to do.
Well, we still got to do our Kickstarter roundup. So here is the first roll of dice. And the number is 87. 87. The closest is Kim.
Way to go, Kim George.
Kim. Nice one. All right, Kim George.
Hurry up and retire here, Kim, because it's fun.
Okay, so do we want to keep these or do we want to have people roll again?
We can keep it. Why don't you do 2 more rolls?
Okay.
And we've got 3 winners.
All
2
right,
more rolls. Here we go.
11. Go 11.
67. Kim cannot win again.
So the next closest.
So the next one is Tom Canosferatu.
Congratulations, Tom Knaus.
Outstanding.
Right on.
One more, Skeeter Green.
Yes, Doug, thank you for liking the video. That
Yes,
doesn't
please.
help you in dice rolling, though. It may give you good karma, but not in the dice rolling. All right, and the last roll for this turn, I am not going to do that because that was actually the same roll as last time. What are the odds?
100.
15. 15. I think that's Alberta with 16.
Oh, magical. All right.
And
All right.
Alberta totally just scooped Levi by 1. Sorry, brother.
All I was closer than who?
Oh, did I math
Let's
something
give
up?
4 away. You announced who you announced? Tom and
Well, hold on. No. There was an error.
whoever the error was gets
Big
the free
fucking
one.
surprise. It's Alla.
Can we have a 4th map code? Alyssa?
Yes.
Let's
Thanks.
do it.
Let's just be generous. All right.
There we
No,
go.
Tom Knaus, you have to have it because we demand you take stuff.
All right. Did you write down who won? Because
I
I
did.
already forgot.
I got him.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got him. I'll see to
you
this. I'll get these out tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, let's Kickstarter overview there. Skeeter Green.
Okay, let's hit the Kickstarters. We go in reverse order, so Kickstarters that are closing early get our first sign. This is from Raven.
Raven Metcalf. The best thing that ever happened from Lloyd Metcalf.
I didn't know that she was doing a Kickstarter.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's wonderful.
and you have 27 hours to go, and it funded. It double funded.
That's awesome.
So congratulations, Raven. This is her first Kickstarter. So we're going to try to be nice to her.
Why? What are we supposed to be mean about? Just because I'm old and don't understand newfangled stuff.
Yeah, no. It's the internet, man. People are shitty. Look at our chat, people. It's the dregs of humanity.
You can't say that. Kim, George, and Alberta and Alla, they're saints. Well, maybe not.
Wonky's my hero. And
See
Jack's
this thing in her hand. I want one of those. I don't even know.
Is it like a little pebble thing?
I don't know what it is.
I want one.
Yeah.
You snatch the pebble from her hand. It's time for you to leave, Skeeter Green. See,
Well,
there's a
shit.
reference.
I'll be here a long time then.
Yeah, with your cast.
Yeah.
Good on her for doing that. So, what is it? Larau's Adventure Trinkets?
Yep, it looks awesome. I actually
I like
last
it.
week and I'm pleased.
I think she's finding a good outlet for her art in a clever way. So yeah, check it out.
Jen said that the sprout is what she was holding.
A sprout.
The spirit. Okay, well, one of the two. Okay, we got next. We got the retro.
We got the Scientific Barbarian #1.
I still love this one because.
And did you see it? The Kickstarter went up when we clicked on it.
Again.
I don't know if I just have the most amazing timing in the world or if it's just updating because my computer's stupid.
I need to make a note to back this one. I keep meaning to back it myself. I need a copy of this.
You see this? 4 days. Do it now.
Yeah, I do it online so I don't forget too. I did this one last week.
I can feel Jim cringing with me talking to people about this. He is a much more pleasant and diplomatic soul than I am.
everybody is a much more pleasant and diplomatic soul than you are.
You're not untrue.
I'm not lying out my teeth.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. This is the old table of contents, and Jim has gotten some additional contributors. Mr. James Ward, and yeah, you got to get in on this. I aspire to one day to be an older gentleman, older than I am now, with a coffee table. And on that coffee table, Scientific Barbarian #1 is going to sit very prominently. I mean, look at that cover.
I think it's awesome. I love it. Actually, that's one of the most clever things I think I've seen is the Scientific Barbarian one. I think that was awesome stuff.
And there is a rumor. There's a rumor that Alyssa's favorite human, besides Jack, is, oh my goodness, he's got a Kickstarter. This is from Fat Dragon Games.
Oh boy.
The RPG Lex Luthor, Tom Tullis.
The RPG Lex Luthor is the most accurate way to describe him. The Gene Hackman Lex Luthor, I might add. The comical clown-like Lex Luthor, that's who this is.
So this is what we're aspiring to. This is a Dracolich that has light-up guts. And if you are any kind of person who appreciates a miniature, having light-up guts is just what we've always needed.
I'm going to argue with that, Skeeter, because he also said he wanted to add light-up poop. He said so online. And so
this.
We might need both of them. Oh, there it is again, Skeeter.
That is it. I'm going to print that out at like triple size, which is totally going to screw it up, I'm sure. And that is going to be a piece of furniture in my house.
Nice. See, all Peter Roman knows, that guy, Tom Knapp says, the bad Tom. That does suck for you to share a name with him. But I have the same problem with Jack Smith. So I don't feel that sorry for you.
I'm going to zip through this really fast because there's a
lot of it. There's a lot of content in
stuff.
And in all fairness, I mean, look at it. I mean, even if you just got it for the furniture alone, I mean, I saw that and honestly thought I could use so much of this just in my dioramas and things.
Yeah. I mean, this stuff is...
And I'm going to admit it right now, just between us three and everyone watching. I actually backed this today myself. I went all in.
I backed it too, and I only have a 3D printer that's working right now. But the thing is that... That's
Zach's new car.
That is my new car. Actually, that's Jen's new car, because you know what that thing in front's going to do to Zach when he gets in front of it?
Oh, boy.
Punch, right?
Hey, this is a family show.
Not really.
Not at all.
But yeah, there's just so much stuff in this. If you've got a 3D printer or even thinking about it, if you're in the gaming business, like playing, I don't know why anyone would not get this.
I will say the same rant I say all the time about this. You told me when I was 9 years old, I would live in a world where you could print your own dungeons and print your own miniatures in your house. I would have thought for sure that was actually heaven I'd be in and not the real world. But here I am. I can do those things and I can do them all the time. And I choose not to.
Is this thought before or after you choked on the Battlestar Galactica missile?
Nobody likes you, Skeeter Green.
You have almost ruined hobbies for us.
You've upset him. He's walking off camera. He's done.
I gotta find my Battlestar Galactica toy and shake it at you. Anyway.
So this is another one that we are supporting. This one actually just started when I was on Whose Monster Is It Anyway for Wizards of the Couch.
Is that Phil Stone?
This is Phil Stone.
That's one that, yes.
He has all these T-shirts, but the books are all these sigils and runes and shit. And watching him draw on Whose Monster Was It Anyway was insane.
Oh, he's nuts. I am so jealous of Phil Stone's talent. Like, because he warms up.
He smokes a pipe. He's got to be smart.
Oh,
well, he just warms up before, like, Whose Monster Is It Anyway? While we're all just sitting there gassing. And
Yeah.
his work is better than anything I could do a week at it. He's just so good.
No, he's very good. He's very nice. I think that honestly, the Wizards of Couch guys have got it going on. They picked the right guy to do exactly what it is they want to do.
Because he could do it fast. He's imaginative. He's so good.
Now
The
show is fun, and they do wonderful stuff. So
I mean, look at these books. These
are these books got artwork in them, Ski? Are they blank pages? What are we looking at here?
I believe these are the interiors of them, and
looks like there's spells and stuff.
Yeah.
I need to get in on this. I need to throw money at this.
Well, you got to at least check it out.
Yep.
Necromancy.
Yep. No, these guys are good stuff. What else we got? Skeeter Green. What else is on the list?
We're gonna jump right to these guys.
That ended.
What?
Chaos Rising ended.
Did it?
Yes. Alchemy's still going.
Oh, I don't have.
Know your Kickstarter, Skeeter.
Necromancer Games is running out the Tome of Alchemy Kickstarter. We just hit a $35,000 stretch goal. We have about 2 weeks to go. If you're into alchemy, there's a cool card deck that was designed by Michael Mars Russell with help from John Barnhouse, the Pex himself. And they worked on making a deck that interacted with the book. And to be honest with you, I think it's a neat concept. It's a fun one. This book was actually originally written, like in the concept wise, by Courtney Campbell back in 2011. And they've gone through a lot of processes to make sure it's brought up to date and keeps all of its core stuff that was cool. All that stuff available there, and you can get your book over there at look at Necromancer Games on Kickstarter, and you can see it. Tome of Alchemy. You've got a cover by Artem Shakayev. Good stuff.
So, since this show was a little bit about art and a lot about cartography and a little bit more about art, some of the people that we mentioned are this Savage.
Oh yeah,
Cave Geek Art.
He's a savage.
He's a savage.
He lives in a cave, dude. What do you expect?
Yeah. I mean, look at this stuff. And yes, you can't necessarily see it, but that is textured. That does actually, I mean, that would be super freaky if it just looked like it was textured.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's where was the first place we saw this? Was it
GaryCon?
GaryCon?
We had lunch with him and Luke Gygax at GaryCon the day he double flipped you off.
Yes. But it was just insane
Not
seeing
Geek, Luke Gygax.
Yeah, it was insane seeing his booth. It was just had all this cool stuff in it.
Yep. No, his stuff is great. He has a Twitch channel too, like what we talked about earlier. That's the that's Twitch After Dark.
Cave Geek Art is his channel.
Yep, good stuff.
Yeah, it's insane. And
have we ever had him on this show? We have not, have we?
We have not yet.
We should invite him on this show because I think that he would be he'd be fascinating just because he's got a lot of stories that are interesting. And he tells
oh yes,
and
we're
they just
gonna
get
do
lost in
that.
the effort. We could save him for like 50 people who watch the show. So
that might have to be one where we do it where we record it, and then
so we can probably
because it might be 2 hours.
Yeah, no, it would be.
And personal favorite of mine.
Oh, I know Ed Bickford. He kicks ass.
Yes. Ed's a good dude. And those goddamn skeletons in spacesuits. I love you so much. I don't know what it is about spacesuits. But if you die in one, it's sexy. I don't know.
Right about the time that we're going to end the show, that's a perfect ending to it, Skeeter effing Green. That's weird and gross. Just like you.
Uh-oh. I clicked the wrong button. Ah, well. The moment has passed now. Anyway, thank you, everyone who stopped by to visit. Thank you very much, Alyssa, for taking time out of your busy schedule to hang with a couple of...
Yeah, anytime, guys. I love hanging out with you. Thank you for inviting me onto the channel.
Absolutely. Anytime. You are always welcome. You are a bright ray of light in the
otherwise dark
dismal cloud that is currently going on. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you, everybody. Please enjoy the coupon codes that I'm sure that somebody competent will get to you.
Yes.
And Team Alyssa is correct. That's correct. I'm going to spend my evening actually teaching my wife how to run a home with the medieval home companion. That's Wyford. See what's up.
Hey, and for
when I'm dead, please look for my body.
For any of our friends and listeners out there that need to have some good news, here's your good news. Sending you good thoughts. Hope everything is cool.
All right,
that's it. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, folks.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.